FullTiltPoker.net presents Learn from the Pros.
Who's having fun inside the Fox Poker Room? That'd be me. We will continue to do so as we continue to learn from the pros. Not only the Professor Howard Lederer, but the man to his left, a three-time bracelet winner, John Juanda. John, thanks for joining us. How are you?
Thank you for having me.
Barry Greenstein, last few years you've won 8 tournaments, a pair of bracelets. You're writing all about it in Ace on the River. I'm looking forward to reading it.
Okay. There are pictures for you, too.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Thanks. That's for all the slow kids.
By the way, it is one of the best-looking books.
Yeah?
Yeah. Gorgeous book. Well-constructed.
Very good. I
Thank you.
appreciate that insight. Howard Lederer, the professor.
Yeah.
All right. Eric Lindgren, 3 wins in the last 3 years. How you doing? All right?
Yeah, just having fun.
Yeah? It sounds like it.
Yeah, not too bad.
Finally, Christy Gage has had a whole lot of fun recently on Fox Sports and had a big win at the Win.
Yes,
How you doing? All right?
I'm doing awesome.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. Guys, I have a simple question for you. Who's the best player in poker?
That's a great question.
See, we don't know.
There's no such thing because there's all sorts of forms of poker and not everyone plays the same every day. Of course, who's the best football team this year? We don't know that either. I guess we'll find out at the end of the year.
But that's the point, is
But
that we can find
do
out.
crown a champion, and we crown a champion in poker. It doesn't mean necessarily that that's the best team or the best player.
So what do we need now? A system? I mean, like golf, they've got 4 majors, and you know, all fans can kind of point to that and say, all right, Tiger Woods is going to win 2 this year. Phil Mickelson's going to win 1. I feel pretty good about saying that he's the best player in the world. Is that what we're going to?
A system would be nice, but also, you know, I think a mixed game format would be good. And
Meaning
play
what?
like 5 or 6 or 7 different games, and then the final table being no limit hold'em. I think that would be the best kind of world championship format.
Is that the solution, John?
I would say some kind of a ranking system, such as the one they have in golf or tennis, where at the end of the year, they can say, okay, Tiger Woods is the player of the year, or Serena Williams is the tennis player of the year.
If there was a system in place, who would be the #1 no-limit player in the world right now?
You can put me on the spot, and I'll say the best no-limit tournament player is Phil Ivey.
Do you guys all agree with that?
I don't ask him.
Yeah, tournaments.
Well, you won't get an argument
strong.
from me.
Okay, well, I play with Phil Ivey more than the rest of them in the side games, and he's a good player. He's certainly, I think he's the best tournament no-limit player, not the best side game no-limit player.
That's what we're looking for.
That was the question. Well, we got 4 out of 5. I don't know about John, but
Well, we know about
I agree with
But
you.
John,
too.
but
I
first
do.
of all, you want to know
we
the
have
truth?
consensus.
That's pretty strong. That's pretty strong.
But
in poker.
actually, that's not necessarily true. First of all, John Juanda, I just go by results in the tournaments.
Okay.
John Juanda, the last few years, John Juanda, Eric Lindgren, Phil Ivey, and Daniel Negreanu have had the best results. I actually am not afraid of playing with any of these guys. But the fact is that what that means they're doing isn't necessarily beating players like me or Howard or Christie, but they're better at exploiting some of the weaker players at the table, because that's what tournaments are really all about.
But even so, like I said, I'm going to get back to ego for just a second. I know you guys like to make a living without a doubt, but wouldn't it be cool to say I'm #1 in 2005? You telling me that wouldn't be kind of neat?
It's no doubt. That would be awesome
But
to put on the mantelpiece.
it's kind of meaningless. In
really?
poker it is. In
I
poker
don't
it is.
think so
No,
at
I'm
all.
saying,
I
well,
totally
#1 in
disagree
what
with you,
way?
Barry.
No.
I totally disagree.
No, I didn't know it. I said to say it. How do you say it? By winning some tournament? It still isn't going to prove it.
right. But if there were a series, just the top 50 or top 100 people played in a series, and they all agreed this is our series,
Right.
right? At the end of the
Every one
year,
of
the
us is
person who
gonna
now look, all 100 people aren't necessarily going to agree that's the best player in the world, but we could all agree that guy had the best year
Right.
on the circuit where we all agreed to play.
Yeah.
Except
And
for
that's
one
missing
thing.
in poker. And I'm not saying
except for
I'm
one
not talking
thing.
about cash
no,
games.
No, but I would
in
agree
this
with you
circuit of
more
events.
if in this circuit the stakes stayed the same the whole way through it. See, what happens in tournaments, which changes everything, is the stakes go up, and eventually it actually becomes showdown. And the fact is that all these guys are good enough players, and I think they think, and girls, are good enough that they know once the stakes go up, whatever we think about each other, we're getting close to where we just have to put our chips in. So a lot of the skill is taken out of it. If it stayed the same the whole time, I'd be more inclined to agree with you.
I say it requires different skill toward the end, but that's what we do as great poker players. We adjust to the situations, Barry.
Well, okay.
All right, Eric, I'll give you the last word on this.
I think I'm done.
You don't want any more of it.
I'm not touching it.
Okay, I'm not going to ask you who's the best, who's the worst player at this table.
Well, let's
Supposed
play.
to point this way, right?
No, but
it's a simple answer.
the
to
way
the
we do
professor
it
for an
here,
answer.
we
I didn't
just,
want to say it.
Unfortunately, I got to get out of here because, as you can see,
And that's you too,
unless
yeah.
I, fill out an expense report, I'm done.
Yeah, we'll take
we're
that.
back
We'll take that nice watch
after
you have
this.
on.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, all right.
To learn, chat, and play with the pros, go where they live. FullTiltPoker.com.